everyone knows. Katt Williams has been coming clean about all of Hollywood's dirty laundry. Kevin Hart is a famous person about whom Katt has shared facts. A few years ago, Kevin criticized Katt in public for letting his addiction ruin his job and blaming others for his failures. Katt recently did a very honest interview with Shannon Sharpe in which he said that Kevin had sold his soul and honor for fame and that Kevin had to go through the humiliating process of cosplaying as a gay guy. It looks like Katt is finally ready to answer those charges. As this is not the first time, the Katt has said that Kevin is a power-hungry person who sold his soul to get where he is. Unlike before, though, he didn't hold back and told all about all the weird and evil things Kevin has done to get famous and powerful. However, Kevin is now fed up with the Katt constantly pursuing him, and he is retaliating in the most vicious way imaginable, threatening to sue him for defamation. Kevin will have a very hard year ahead of him, according to what he said to Filth. The year 2024 has just started.
Period. All of these big dick deviants.
And in case you were somehow oblivious to all the drama of the last few days, Katt Williams pretty much brought down the house during a 3-hour interview with Shannon Sharpe. When the interview was first announced, many assumed Katt would just be his usual goofy self and probably spend the entire time cracking jokes, but boy did he do the exact opposite. He exposed the dirty laundry of the entire industry, which had people rushing to respond. But what really got people talking was when Katt called Kevin out for being a power-hungry individual. Katt called him out a few years ago when he chastised Kevin for pretending to be gay in an SNL sketch. So this isn't the first time he's criticized Kevin for selling his soul for fame. As you may recall, there was a lot of discussion in the early 2000s over black men's forced wear of gowns and wigs in order to succeed in Hollywood. In 2006, Dave Chappelle stoked these suspicions in an interview with Oprah Winfrey, spilling the beans about a time when he was working with Martin Lawrence on a movie and the producers tried to force him to wear a dress against his will.
I mean, I'm a conspiracy theorist to a degree. Like when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers gotta wear a dress. This happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here. They come in. It's the writer comes in. I think he's the writer. He's like, Dave, listen, we got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute. And he put this dress on and what? A prostitute? Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. You know, the pressure comes in. He said, I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't need to wear no dress to be funny. What am I, Milton Berle? You know, we're going like this. And then finally he's like, and he leaves. And then like the director comes, Dave, it really would be great if you wear the dress.
This is where it gets even more intriguing because according to Dave, the producers had another script ready in case things didn't work out.
But the minute it was clear, I was adamant. I'm not wearing a dress. I'm not wearing the dress. All right, fine. Think of something else. Guy comes back 10 minutes later, the whole new scene. Hot damn, how did you write the scene so fast? You know, it's like, so you gotta take a stand.
There were actually people in this interview. I was shocked at the time, and naturally, Kevin Hart was one of the celebrities that was questioned about their views regarding Dave's comments made during the interview. Kevin made it quite obvious that he would never compromise his morals in order to wear a dress, even though at first he didn't try to laugh it off.
Dave Chappelle, another great comedian, said that, you know, in the industry, they tried to make him wear a dress. Have you ever ran into that with scripts? And is that something that, you know, you wouldn't do, you know, for
I definitely haven't ran into to put on the dress. I mean, you know, you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross. For me, I know what they are. They've yet to been challenged, so, I don't have to speak on them. I was asked to dribble a basketball on the talk show this morning.
You look good
no to that. Not that was addressed, but I was like, no, I'm going to look stupid. At the end of the day, you got to know that you're a brand. I'm a brand. You need to protect your brand at all times.
Shortly after this interview, Kevin appeared in an SNL spoof wearing a dress and wig with no shame. Kevin wasn't struggling to make ends meet or anything. In fact, he was doing pretty well for himself. However, after this SNL skit, his career took off, and he was cast in even bigger films. It's likely that he was never against wearing that dress in the first place, and that this was probably within his limits, but many felt that he did it to appease the industry elites because he wanted more fame and power. But in an attempt to silence his critics, he had to take to Twitter saying, "I wore a dress on SNL because I thought it was funny. I made that decision. Nobody made it for me. I am my own boss." When Katt was later asked what he thought of Kevin wearing a dress, he said that it wasn't Kevin's fault because as a member of a long line of black men, he was forced to wear a dress. In order to move to a higher level of fame, Kevin was simply following his path to become a movie star.
I'm saying, at the end of the day, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress-wearing people before him. So now we had Big Mama's house 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I've never seen Madea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we picking on poor little Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn next.
Okay.
However, there has long been a belief that Kevin is merely an industry plant who was forced into the company to take Katt's job. These suspicions worsened after the entire Saturday Night Live sketch because at the same time that Kevin's career in Hollywood was taking off, the media began to malign Katt's image by claiming that he was an addict, a claim that he later denied in a furious 2016 outburst.
The reason I don't do cocaine, Big Tigger, is because I had a tumor in my upper jaw and they had to take it out. And they had to block the whole right of my sinus with a piece of metal. So ever since I got out the Marine Corps, I can only breathe out of one nostril, boy. I get my blood tested every 3 months for the last 15 years. All narcotic tests have come up 0.00%. I'm 44 years old, little Tigger. You look up my rap sheet. I have never had a DUI or a possession of anything, not even the marijuana I do every day. See, when you real, you can tell the truth about anything or anybody. It was the last day of Black History Month.
Following this, Katt left social media for a while, but when she came back in 2018, she had even more to say. She accused Tiffany Haddies of being a power-hungry slave in an industrial plant.
And she passed 46 female black comedians that I know personally that I put on tour who have a hard time getting a chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A after they headline 7 shows at a club for $2,500 a week.
But people like real, and that's why they like her.
Is that what they like?
They love real.
Oh, because everybody's real then. So don't trip.
No.
Do you have a cousin? Do you have a nephew? Do you have a niece? Is they so ghetto? When did that become marketable? Knock it off. They like her because she want to sleep with a white man. That's why the only thing she said was, I want to give it to Brad Pitt.
Despite the fact that Katt failed to bring up Kevin during that interview, Kevin became agitated and chose to approach Katt when he and Tiffany were guests at the Breakfast Club. Kay labeled Katt a failure, saying that the reason that Katt ain't where he needs to be in his career is because he chose to be a crackhead instead of focusing on his career.
My frustration with Katt Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot.
Katt was in that position at one point.
You were the guy.
Yeah.
You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You fucked off promo shoots. You fucked off your promo fucking trips that they had set up for you. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios stopped fucking with you.
Why was he a risk?
He chose drugs.
Oh, okay.
Take responsibility for what you chose and say, you know what, I gotta fix me, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna stand up for comedy. So when you say Tiffany Haddish doesn't deserve or isn't really a comedian and these other women have worked hard, which they have. Shouts out to Melanie Camacho, shouts out to Lunel, shouts out to Leslie Jones, who are all underneath the umbrella of Katt Williams. Katt Williams, have you ever used your platform to fucking bring the people that were under you up? You haven't. So because you haven't, don't shit on those that now are. I've used my platform and I've brought my guys and girls up. The brand of Kevin Hart is a brand that's expanded so fucking far, whether you like me or not. My presence in comedy will forever be felt because I'm a fucking boss. I sit on the top of it, and the opportunities that I'm giving are the ones that I'm creating. So take responsibility for what you did. You fuck you. Nobody else did. You don't hear Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, the Kings of Comedy, Seinfeld. You don't hear George Lopez, Eddie Griffin. You don't hear fucking who else can I go down the road of other comedians? Steve Martin, Martin Short. You don't hear the guys that got on top and that made it by doing what they love complain about the people that are coming under them. The reason why is because they're happy with themselves. Don't blame everybody else for your shit. Don't shit on my sister Light because you're not happy with your shit. This shit is earned, it's not given. I don't give a fuck if you're a Tiffany Haddish fan or not.
But Katt did not let the crackhead claims slide, and he hopped on Instagram to call Kevin out for making up lies about him.
So while he wasn't there and off making 85 million, I was over here not making 85 million. But it's all good. I don't mind $1 million a month and keeping my soul.
Following their back and forth, Kevin stayed quiet on social media until a few days ago when Katt revealed that Kevin had sold his soul for fame, and Katt stated that Kevin had struck a deal with certain industry elites to help him begin his Hollywood career. Tiffany made it clear that unlike Kevin, he's never accepted any checks from the higher-ups in the business to keep quiet about certain issues. Katt then remembered the time he was banned because he refused to appear in a scene in the movie Friday After Next, where he was said to have apparently thought the scene would be funny, but Katt refused to appear in it because he could not see how someone getting SAG could possibly be funny. After the movie's filming was finished, Katt was blacklisted, and all the roles he was supposed to play were given to Kevin because Kevin was willing to do whatever they asked of him without making any changes. Kevin didn't directly address the claims made against him, but he did make it clear to Katt that he wanted all the smoke in what appeared to be a very strong warning. Kevin also trolled Nick's interview by making a few crude jokes about Katt's buying Knicks and dropping them off at the game, while giving commentary on the New York Knicks versus Philadelphia game.
Fun fact about the New York Knicks, I don't know if you guys know this, but Katt Williams bought the Knicks.
He definitely bought it.
He bought the Knicks, and it's rumored that he took the Knicks back, returned them with a receipt.
Yeah, you could do that. You didn't know you could do that.
The first person ever did.
Oh, okay.
Another known fact, Katt dropped them off.
Oh, wow. Katt just dropped
He gave him a ride.
in a spaceship. Okay. In a spaceship. Copy that. Spaceship that he parallel parked.
Known fact, Katt Williams has a NBA basketball court in his living room. He's the first to ever he's the first to embrace a true hardwood floor.
Yeah.
He bought it in his home.
And a number of social media outlets are claiming that Kevin intends to sue Katt because this has gone on for so long, with Katt persistently pursuing him over the years. As usual, people were very critical of this situation, with one person saying, "I've actually always believed that Kevin Hart was a Katt Williams replacement. I think it was right around when Katt had some sort of issues when he was up and coming and Hart came out of nowhere." Another person said, "It's absolutely true. I remember Kevin Hart having a small role in Scary Movie 3, then all of a sudden being huge, which I never understood because I used to try to watch his content and it just wasn't funny. I used to wonder what was wrong with the people going to his show, but now I'm curious what you guys think. Do you genuinely believe that Kevin sold his soul in his pursuit of stardom and power in Hollywood?"